Hey everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. It's a Monday night, and this is Twisted Stitches, and I hope you are all having an amazing week. We are here tonight with Jill from Knit Sisu, and Paul says Jill from Knit Seesaw.
Nice.
And he's just loving it. Yes, all day long. He said, "Oh, Jill's going to be on today." Good evening, everyone. I'm really happy to have you here with us, Jill, tonight. Thanks so much for taking time out of your crazy schedule.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Be with
Kidding me? I
us.
love being here. This is great. I'm glad we can do it from two different states too. So.
Yeah, right. I know I love when you're here in person, but if you can't be, why not? Let's do it this way, and we have such a great time together. And the folks are piled in. We're standing room only here. So let's say hello to some folks. Donna Hello and Jillian Goldrich. Hello, good evening. Beth Ann Wilkes and Deb Andretta is with us. Michelle Mingo Lewis, I saw you a little earlier. Laurie Royce, hi Laurie. Darren, how are you? Darren, I wonder how that hat you're working on is coming out. And Julie Denny Stark is with us. Rita Johnson Cotterman is here. Kristen Parkhurst, Rayshawn Jones, and Oriana Christina Bruno. You're not getting all the Paul isms while we're doing this because Paul is not here. You're just getting real names. Cheryl Ballinger is with us, and Renee Richardson, Sue Libby Cook. Donna, thank you very much. Donna says that blue is beautiful on me. I really appreciate that, Donna. Deb Massa is with us, and oh, thank you, Kristen. All these compliments on this sweater. And Anna Maria Milani is here, Bev Reiser, Nancy Robertson, and oh, Nancy Robertson, you're knitting the friendship shawl? Oh, not my friendship shawl, your friendship shawl. Yeah, that's great to hear. We'll talk a little bit about that. Let's see. Donna Masung and Lorraine Schiller is with us. Deanna Ridgway and Valerie Vessel Ranking. So good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Marianne Murray Summers. We've got more folks coming in. You like my Iris Apfel glasses? Renee Richardson. Isn't that funny how I just got them? And yes, what a wonderful woman she was. A definite icon in the fashion industry. And she will be missed by so many people. So yeah, well, why don't we start off with your friendship shawl? Jill, why not? What the heck?
Okay.
So we're going to talk about socks, but because Nancy mentioned it, we're going to talk about it anyway. So tell us about this.
Well, I was honored that Malabrigo asked for the friendship shawl to be the knit along, the Dos Tiras knit along for this year. So Dos Tiras is the yarn that they're using for the knit along, and it's a half wool, half alpaca blend. It's just such a fun shawl to knit, but it's been so fun being able to interact with all the participants who signed up. It's just been, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's
wonderful. You deserve it. You've earned it.
Oh, thank you. I just actually posted the long story on my blog today on my website. I'll give you the short version. I have a colleague who's kind of a yoga celebrity. She and I met business-wise, had a great business relationship, turned into a friendship. She wanted to learn how to design. Her name is Michelle Dalbeck, and she hosts the Knit, Pray, Love retreat program. And she and I co-designed a shawl that we went ahead and did a knit along with, and then we each did our own individual designs. And the one that is the knit along is my individual design. It kind of is the essence of friendship as far as the individuality of the garter color blocking. Sorry, I'm backwards, so every time I move this way, I'm gonna get used to it. I promise. Sorry if I'm making anyone seasick out there.
In a tropical storm.
Yeah, right. Knock on wood. We can't have that. At least not in Michigan. So the individual garter stitch sections, kind of representing the individuality of the person, and then the interlocking lace, both with the design, the stitch, and the color. You can see how the colors kind of introduce the next part, and that kind of represents the combining of a friendship. and the beauty that it can create together. So yeah,
Very, very pretty.
we
And Dos Terriers
knit along.
is a Malabrigo yarn. We have had Dos Terriers in the store in the past. And that is that a DK weight?
It is. It is a DK weight. And this is like a lot. I know I've talked about this on your program before. Like most Knit Sisu shawls, it's a technique shawl. So that means it kind of teaches you a technique and then allows you to add your own creativity and uniqueness into the piece. Another benefit of, and it kind of pulls you away from the written pattern, which I think knitters can oftentimes be really leashed to. This allows you to focus on the art and the mindfulness and the beauty that you're creating in the fabric. But it can be done in any weight yarn.
Yep.
So
Yep.
That's kind of a great benefit.
Yeah, those colors are great too.
Thank
Very
you.
springy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very, very pretty. Yep. Yep. So let's see what kind of comments we've got here. I didn't want to interrupt your lovely description of and I love the way you talk about friendship interwoven into the into the design, and that's really very, very sweet. Let's see. Let's see. We have Paula Carlson is here from Florida. Tina, thank you, Tina, for that compliment and on this lovely sweater again. You know, sometimes it seems that the things you wear the most, people love the most. Lisa Simmons is here from Norwich, and Gloria Hamelthies in Texas. And Nancy Park says, I see some bling. Is there bling in that sweater, or is it just a little sparkle there that came through the camera?
Just through the camera. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some
okay, no embellishment of sparkles. I see.
No.
Yep. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So, and Mary Evans is from Levon, Texas, so near Dallas. And so thank you all for being with us, and thank you for that lovely description. And where can folks find that? Is that pattern, is it available on Ravelry right now?
It's through Malabrigo right now.
Through Malabrigo, yeah. Right.
Since the knit along is in progress, it's you go to the Malabrigo website for it.
And once it's for those of us who have not joined in the knit along, will it be released? Will the pattern be released after that, or will it be there? Will it be only part of that for a year?
Malabrigo has the rights for a period of time, and then afterwards,
and then it can be released.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we'll look for it in both ways right now. We certainly can offer that option here. And can people pop into the knit along at any time?
I actually, as I anticipated that question as we were starting to talk about the shawl. I don't know, but I think so. Don't hold me to it. But I'm like, Pollyanna, thinking all the positive thoughts that if you go on Malabrigo right now, you still will be able to purchase and get involved in the knit along. So yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, I will see what I can inquire and find out about that as well. Thank you so much. And Michelle is asking, what's the pattern for this that I'm wearing? It's called the Colette poncho. Colette, Colettette, and that is it says Fulu by Mirasol. And it's just one of those things that I love to wear when I have a chill. And I have a pocket shawl knitted in this as well, in this yarn. And I love it because it just covers the back of my neck and embraces it with the fiber content. And this is, let's see what we've got here on this one. So this is baby alpaca, 42% extra fine merino, and then some polymide in there. So, and it's just lovely, lovely, lovely. You can have one of these in every color. And I love it's got a button. I don't know if you can see. Where's the button? There it is. It's got one button, and it's a fashion button. It's not a function button. So thank you. Yep. Well, there is a difference. I met with the button guy today. I met with my button man, and he was I love him. And he says, put buttons on everything.
I love that you have a button man. That's awesome.
I said, the button guy. Oh, and he's from Garfield. He's from the same town I grew up in. So it's really funny when every time he comes, we go down memory lane a little bit, and just have a fun time. So sock school, yay! Show us your sock.
I am so excited that we're doing this. It's an in-person workshop, first of all. So I'm so happy to be able to, you know, be there in person and knit with, see people, talk with people in real time. So this all started years and years and years ago. I was actually attending a workshop where a designer was speaking, and he had mentioned sock knitters, and it made me kind of realize, like, yeah, there's this divide between the quote unquote sock knitters and non-sock knitters. And
Yep.
how do we, you know, like most Knit Sisu patterns, try to make it very supportive and encouraging and inclusive, and how do we bridge that gap? And so I started asking people, why do you not knit socks? And I got, oh, it's too hard, it's frustrating, small yarn. The biggest thing was the heel. The heel
Really?
being, yeah, like the whole flap, gusset, turn, decrease, pick up, the whole thing was what turned people away. And so I'm like, all right, I guarantee you we probably have so many knitters with leg warmers in their closet because they get the cuff down.
The socks.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with leg warmers, but so it took a little while, but I worked on developing what I'm calling the simpler Sisu heel, you know, sticking with the Sisu. And it's a simpler heel that still gives you that shape, that gusset shape. But it does two things. One, it doesn't use wrap and turn short rows. It incorporates short rows. It's a short row heel, but it doesn't use wrap and turns. It uses German short rows, which I think are so underutilized in knitting. And the benefit of German short rows is that they don't make holes, and they're really easy to pick up. They're really easy to find. And so when you're working with such small yarn, they're really easy to to get in there and find them. And the other benefit is that you're using half of your stitches. So you don't decrease anything. You don't have to pick up anything. You work your cuff. It's a cuff down sock. So you work your cuff until the heel, and then you just take half of your cast on stitches. You work the heel flat, and then you pick back up where you left off. You pick up the stitches around and start knitting around again.
Not that joint when you knit down and pick up the stitches?
You just pick up again and you start knitting around again.
Interesting. All right, maybe.
I'm telling you, it works.
I know, I'm only saying that because the maybe is maybe I will knit socks again.
Oh.
I don't know why I don't knit them. I think it's because I'm always knitting for a purpose. Not that my pleasure knitting time has passed for now, and everything is purpose knitting.
I get
so whether it's a test knit for someone, or it's a sample knit for the shop, or getting ready for the retreat projects, and there's always something to do. It's like those small projects. I don't have time for that in between.
Right.
You know, not that I don't like them. I love socks. I just don't have time to knit them.
Yeah.
So
no, I get it.
Yeah.
Well, and a benefit of socks too is that they're so portable, you know, like you can take them anywhere. I always have a pair of socks on needles, like in my car, when I know that I'm going to be like sitting in a doctor's, waiting room or something. It's just, they're just easy to bring.
So now let's see, we got a couple of things here. Let's see. Julie Whitman Klein is asking, does it also work if you knit toe up? And welcome, Julie. I think that's a new name. And if you've not been with us, welcome. And I'm glad that you're here with us. Does it work for toe up as well?
The heel technique does work for toe up. Yes.
Okay.
So the patterns that I have are all cuff down. And then I teach in person, I teach a really easy way to remember the Kitchener stitch to close off the toe. But yes, it does work toe up as well.
Okay, and Rita Cotterman is saying, wow, I think I'd knit socks with that heel. I remember when you learned to knit socks. At one point when Rita was learning to knit socks, now Rita's out in California, and we were doing this on a Zoom class during COVID, and it was one-on-one. And at one point she just got so spun around. I said, send them to me. I'll fix them and send them back to you. And that's what we did. So it's amazing what you'll do to help people. And even from California, yep, we got them. I got them here. I fixed them for her, sent them back. And And this is one at a time, right? We're not doing two at a time in this class.
Correct. That's a good distinction. Yes. The 2 at a time is a totally different class. So we're just focusing on 1 at a time. But
Excellent.
that's wonderful. The fact that like that's knitting, that's the knitting community. That's what we do.
Absolutely. And Bev Reiser saying I've been knitting socks with this heel all along a long time, and it fits better. So I guess she's liking your heel.
Thank you. Yes.
Look, Susan Stewart's here. I just finished my first pair of Sisu socks, and the heel is very manageable. So this is good. This is good. Thank you for sharing, Gloria Hamelthis. Oh no. Oh, you're breaking my heart, Rita. I still have to finish my second sock.
Second sock syndrome. Oh no. It's a real thing.
It's right there with Sleeve Island. They're all sitting in the same on the opposite sides of the island, and never the twain shall meet. So, okay, tell us what else. All right. So now the sock yarn.
Yes.
Any special? You knitted with one of these.
I did. I knit, and it's all stretched out because I made them for my husband, and he's been wearing them. He absolutely loves them. But yes, I used, and I even have I keep the little labels. The Laine du Nord, the Italian.
Laine du Nord. Yep.
Oh my gosh. When I was knitting with this, I was posting about it. I was putting like stories up. The colors, the way, oh, there I go with the camera again. The colors, the way they start to fade, and then they turn into this. It was so much fun to knit with. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Look at your sock. Now hold that up. Did you? Because I'll bet if you started at the opposite end of your ball of yarn, would you have wound up with stripes at the cuff and gradient at the toe? Wow, that's really cool.
It would have flipped around. Yep.
So does the second sock look the same, or does it have the stripes on it?
It does. What was very cool about this yarn, and I know that some sock yarns have this, halfway through the ball of yarn, there was a white undyed section. And that was kind of the break. And I remember even texting you being like, Paulette, I just want to make sure I'm reading this yarn correct. Is this what this means? So yes, they do look the same, because when I got to that white section, I just cut it and started with the new one. So, and
then you started with the same color go on for the second sock. So you didn't have to flip your yarn around.
Nope.
Cool.
That yarn, the colors that you held up right before we went live, I'm like, okay, yes, I'm going to be ordering more.
Look at these. Yes. Now this is not all of them. I couldn't carry them all to the screen. I love this yarn. It is the most beautiful squishy yarn for socks ever. This makes me want to knit socks. This yarn makes me want to knit socks.
And it's all online, right? Like,
oh yeah. You can order these online. They're on the website.
Awesome. All
the different colors. You want to see them all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, they're not that far. The shop's not that big.
Oh, Michelle says she's been using this yarn exclusively now.
Let me see. Oh, there's another one that I don't have out there. This one and this one. And this one. Right. I think this makes all of them. I'm not sure. I hope I don't have any duplicates. Okay. I think I don't. I think I did not do duplicates. Okay. So this is the one you did for Rob.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
So this has got navies and greens and browns, like just gorgeous colors. Oh, the name of the sock yarn is the name. Paul, wait a minute. Paul says, Jill, do you know my sock size?
You might have to tell me.
Okay. So this is the grays and the greens and it's kind of a teal and gold in there and brown, just glory. There they are. Yeah. Then this one is 17 and this one is 16. So now these at first look the same, but they're not, because this doesn't have the bold gold in it. This one. Okay. This has some burgundy in it and rust. So, and that's got more browns and golds. And then of course there's the crazy. Isn't that one fun?
Yes.
But wait, there's more. Look at this one.
Yes. Oh, so fun.
Yeah, aren't they? And I love the pinks and reds.
Mm-hmm.
And then the navy and aquas.
Mm-hmm.
Really great. So these are all on the website. And if you did sign up for the class, if you're local, you sign up for the class, we have a variety of yarns that you can choose from, and this of course is one of them. And then the purples and the light purples and the golds. So so that's what's there. We also have these, and then lots of other sock yarns, and then of course there's a Huasco sock. So lots and lots of sock yarns. So let's see what people are asking. Oh, Michelle is asking, what cast on did you use to have the colors end in the same place?
What, cast on?
Yeah, the colors ending in the same place. The yarn the yarn tells you when you're done. And let me see if I can show this to you right here. You see that white in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the middle of your skein. So that's when you stop knitting with one, and then you start with the other.
Yeah.
So the cast on, I don't know that.
So the cast on, I just started at the beginning of the ball, and then I just went until the size that I needed and ended, and then I unwound to get to that white part, and then cut the yarn, and then started again at the same
Got it. And do you use a special cast on?
I do. And actually in the class, in the workshop, we're doing, this is sock school. So we're not just covering the heel and the toe. We're doing the whole thing. I'm going to be showing tricks on how to use little yarn, little needles. I'm going to actually show multiple different ways to knit socks. So double points, circulars, like little circulars, big circulars, magic loop, 2 circulars at the same time. There's lots of different ways to work with little needles and little yarn so that it works well in your hand. The cast on that I use is a version of a long tail, and I've researched it, but not to a huge extent. I don't know what the argument is. It's either the German or the Italian stretchy cast on. So I don't know from what country we're talking.
You have to ask. If you ask a German, it's a German. If you ask an Italian, it's the Italian.
Exactly. So, but yes, I will teach that cast on. It's very similar to a long tail cast on with one little tweak. Okay. And a big complaint that I've heard in regards to joining in the round with sock knitting is the gap or the ladders that can form. Yep. And there's a foolproof way to make sure that doesn't happen.
Perfect. Now I'm going to get to all these questions that folks are asking me right now. But first I wanted to ask you a question. Oh no. And there it went.
Oh, no. Cast on.
Oh, I know. So sock school.
Yes.
Is it just for people who have never knitted socks before?
No, great question. It's for anybody that wants to learn more about, either they've never knit socks before, they want to learn more about socks. It's kind of my foolproof formula for knitting socks.
So if somebody has knitted socks before, they go, wait a minute, I don't know about that Sisu heel, and I want to get better at Kitchener stitching, and I've only ever used double pointed needles. Maybe I want to try 2 circulars. So all these things are going to happen in this 2 days.
Exactly. And you're going to get patterns. The pattern that we're going to be working with is what I call the easy. So it's a pretty straightforward stockinette pattern, but the formula remains the same. So all the other sock patterns that I have, they all follow the same structure and the same formula. Right.
Okay. I'm going to the website now so that I can get this. Hold on. I want to get this sock yarn up here because everybody's asking what the name of the sock yarn is. So it's it's called, I think is it Infinite Sock? Hold on. I have it right in front of me.
Infinity Sock.
Go away. Go away. Go away.
My pup knows that I'm not paying attention to him. And so
Oh,
he's
poor
doing
babe.
everything possible to
Poor
me.
baby. Okay, let's put this down here. I'm going to post this in the comments. Give me a second. Okay, and now here it comes. All right. To all. All right. All righty. There it is. So there's this is your link to the product. It's called Infinity Sock. And all right, so now people are asking a bunch of questions. Let me get to them. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Jill. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so Michelle Mingo Lewis said, I've been using Fish Lip Kiss Heel exclusively. I'll have to try this one. And Rita, you lost your pattern. Mary Evans she just shared the live presentation. Of course, thank you. We got our cast on, the name of the sock yarn. We have that. And what's the yarn again? Paul, we don't care when your birthday is. You're not getting socks.
Come on, Paulette.
Right.
Learn the heel. Make some socks.
All right. Paul thought he was going to knit a scarf. Somebody saying to me, Nancy Park said you should knit your own socks. Please don't even start. Kristen Parkhurst, when is the sock school? The sock school is April 6th and 7th. April 6th and 7th. And it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have such fun. Wait, let me get to that one here, and I'll post that link so that you can see when it is for our folks who are local. And there you go. Okay.
And it's a full experience. It's a workshop. So you have questions like, I'm there. This is troubleshooting. It's not just, hey, do this and you're fine.
Right. Well, we learned that about you at the retreat, Jill. You are a wealth of information, and you just love sharing. When people ask a question, it's like I love it. You go where you need to go, and then you come right back on track, and you're a great instructor. I really enjoyed watching you and having you at our class. So sock school, I posted that. So Darren is asking, does all sock yarn help you get the sock looking the same, or is it only this brand? I might have to make my first socks. Well, a lot of times, Jill, why don't you explain? We know how this yarn works. It has the white line in the middle. But what happens if you don't have yarn that does that?
Really, sock yarn is a classification of a weight. So fingering yarn is considered sock yarn, and fingering yarn is just a step above lace weight in that it's small, it's fine, fits needle size anywhere from 1 to about 4 or 5. If you don't have this specific yarn, then you would want to look for anything that has a fingering weight or sock yarn designation, and there are so many out there. What is the name of the yarn you're holding?
This is Araucania Huasco sock. Sock. So Darren is asking though, how do you get your socks to look the same?
Oh, well,
That's funny.
Well, that goes into a whole world of like hand dyeing, this and that. If you have the same color yarn, same dye lot, you're gonna get similar yarn. If you have like a variegated yarn that kind of goes all over the place, then it's going to look a little bit different, possibly because variegated yarn isn't always equal as far as the dye, but that's kind of the beauty of it.
Right. There's always a small nuance of a difference, and it kind of makes them interesting.
Yeah.
Two exactly the same socks. Now I've had sock yarn that comes on 2 separate balls that are wound exactly the same. What a lot of people do, Darren, is they take their yarn, and before they start working with it, you wind it into 2 separate balls, and you can weigh it while you're winding it, so that when you have, because this is 100 grams, so when you have 50 grams, then you break your yarn and you wind your second ball. And that way now you've got both, you've got them both the same, going in the same place. So I asked Jill before if how she was able to get both those socks to have the cuff with the gradient and the stripes on the foot. And that's because she followed this. Now, had she used one from the center and then knitted the second one from the outside of the ball, that would have been reversed. You would have had your stripes on the top and your gradient on the bottom. So, that's something that we, that you have to keep in mind when you're using your sock yarn. And if the sock yarns that I have seen that are actually patterned usually have some notation of some sort, where like if the watermelon and the little bumble, hi puppy, hey, feeling better? Feeling better?
He's doing a little bit. He's still in the cone of shame.
That's okay. How's he feeling?
He's as you can hear, he's starting to show himself again. But good. Yesterday was the first day without meds in 3 weeks. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's feeling better. Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Sorry, go on. He rudely interrupted you.
No. Hey, they're part of our family. We all, so many of us have pets. So just a lot of different ways, but most of the sock yarns that I've seen are created in such a way that you're going to get a similarity from what, to the socks. If they're not exactly the same, you might have a little difference in the gradients or the striping, but it's, that's kind of the beauty of sock yarn. So Michelle is saying, I don't know what if you use a long tail cast on, you'd have to make sure you're using the same amount of yarn. So if you're using a German twisted cast, okay, so you use a German twisted cast on. That's the one that she uses. Okay, that's true. If you're using that long tail,
you have to get the same amount.
Yeah, you open. Yeah. Which crazy. It's those little things. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that sock is not exactly the same as that sock. But if you ask Paul, he will tell you that I don't wear the same socks ever. I have 2 different socks on all the time. So I'm okay with that. Julie Whitman Klein is asking if you offer sock school virtually.
I can.
Okay.
I can. This is not this one is not virtual though. This one is in person.
Let's see. And Donna Nahalo is asking, what type of needles do you use?
Maybe you have them in the store. I'm not sure if you had them last time. I like to use the ChowGoo, the little red pack of interchangeable needles. So they go from size 0. I do the little 9-inch circulars. Or I do, I learned on double points. I will never knock double points. I love, they work great. They are classic, true. You can't go wrong with them. I also really like the 2 circular method. So that's when you use the 2 needles, and it's almost like, it's the same kind of idea, and I'll talk about this in the class. It's kind of the same idea as a magic loop, but it's so much easier.
Right.
I would say the only thing that it's definitely an option to do, and a lot of people like to use it. I don't care for magic loop when I'm working on socks. It's just not my favorite personal. So
choices,
but it's definitely doable. But more often than not, I'm working. Yep, those are what I use. So there they are right there.
See, I would, if I were going to knit socks, this is what I would use, the small circs, because that's what I like. That's and the
great thing about that pack in particular is it has 2 length needles of the same size. So you have the US size 1 needles in the short version and the longer version. And the benefit of that is you can hold the longer needle in your right hand and keep the shorter needle in your left hand, and you still have the same technical size needle. And what it does is it makes for a much easier way to knit with circular needles, because you have more kind of control in your right hand.
So here are your Let me take these out. This is the same. These are both US ones. These are the 2-inch, and these are 3-inch.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So I would have the longer needle. Are you doing US knitting or continental?
I do English, US knitting.
Okay. So which one is your shorter one? In which hand?
I put the shorter needle in my left hand and the longer needle in my right hand.
Okay.
Even if I was doing continental, I would do that as well, because the right needle is the working needle. So it's the one that's doing most of the work. And you get a little bit more control having a longer needle in your right hand when you're using such small circulars.
Got it. Okay.
Just a little trick I've learned along the way.
So Rita's saying, are you sure you don't want to come to California for a class?
I would love to go to California. I used to live there. I haven't been back in years.
So she said, so we were talking before about experience level with knitting, and Kristen Parkhurst is asking, what if they started a pair of socks and only the toe is done? Should we come to sock school? I think yes, and just start a new pair of socks. Or you can you could do them toe up, but why not learn this method? That's what I would do. I don't know what the string is. I missed a question about the string. Oh, the string for the color. The color changes. Reggie is another one that does the string for the white color.
Okay.
So I told Paul he wasn't getting socks, and he said that really sucks. No, Michelle, you will not sneak socks to Paul. Oh, Kristen Parkhurst, you're in Florida. Well, that's not fair. Both the links you posted are to the yarn. I'm waiting for a link to the sock school. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I posted that one. I'm sorry, Nancy. Let me get it. Sock school. Copy. All right, here we go. Hold on. Paste and send. Let's see if that comes through. Well, we got lots of people coming. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Yep, it came. No, infinity sock. Why is it doing the infinity sock? Oh, Michelle said she already posted it. Oh, Nancy will be away. Okay, I see it. There it is. Yes, Nancy, she did post it. Michelle is saying her hands cramp with the small circumference. And Jillian Goldrich, yes, is a magic loop gal. Definitely. And let's see. Oh, hi, Mary Brinkman just joined in.
Yeah, the hand cramping. We'll definitely be addressing that. So the smaller circulars, that is a, there's pros and cons to everything. That's why the 2 circulars I really like, because it takes away the hand cramping.
Now, what about laddering? When I do DPNs, what is there a secret? Okay, I'll wait.
There is a secret.
You can't tell everything. Right?
We will definitely talk about ladders.
That's great. That's great. Oh boy. Well, that was fun. Thank you so much. Alrighty then. Well, something's gotta be new for the class, right? So no, this was really a lot of fun. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that you're going to be out of town. Let's see. Oh, Nancy Robertson will be away as well. Well, we never can tell. Maybe we'll do it again. And let's see how this one goes. And maybe we'll have to get Jill back to do another one. That's all. Just got to keep them coming. So keep those registrations coming now. We've got sock school coming up. And I am going to pull a name from our bucket here.
Yay!
Before I do, is there anything else you wanted to share with us? Any other good news? Nothing? We're all good?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not hinting. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, we're all good.
I actually moved the sharing bucket so that I didn't have to go around to the other side of the room today. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. The winner today is woo, Donna Nahalo.
Yay!
Yay, Donna. Yay, Donna. Congratulations. And Jill, thank you so much for being with us. It's been a fun time as always.
Thank you. It's always, thank you for having me. It's always wonderful seeing you.
And it just, I'll tell you, looking at those socks, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to, maybe I'll give it a try. I have to figure out which color I want to do. All right, everybody.
It's the hardest part of knitting, figuring out the colors.
Absolutely, it's the hardest part of knitting. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Jill. Stay safe, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.